there's a lot of people that are thinking about transitioning careers and they want to change. There's also like a lot of people, I mean, if you're in your early 40s, you've been working for like 20 years and you have this, people don't talk about it. There's this mid-career crisis. Many people go through it. There's this book called The 100-Year Working Life. The premise is you kind of have 3 careers in your life, 20 years, 20 years, 20 years. And anyway, not everyone does. But if you're in a scenario where you actually would quite fancy a change and completely transition, great. But then it's like, well, how do I do it? Like, what kind of things do I need? And you've probably applied for jobs, but you find that people like themselves, and it is difficult, applying for something, and you're like, hey, I've got transferable skills, and that's great. And you could probably do the job. I mean, unless it's completely left field, but it's really difficult to get an interview. I mean, if you're applying through an ad, I mean, like almost impossible, right? Like you apply through LinkedIn, there's like 300 people, AI are choosing the first sift anyway. You got none of the keywords. You're not working for any similar companies. You're not working for a competitor. You're not doing the job right now. Good luck. Like it's really, really hard. So how do you do it? And a lot of people do successfully make a transition. So there's a few things that I would do. So I'm just going to do like a little step-by-step guide to some of the things that you might want to do. Now, off the bat, it takes a lot of work. I know you're going to get out what you put in. And you might have to do like hundreds of applications, but the more you do, the more likely you are to get someone that's willing to take a chance and meet you and hear your story and understand your skill set and see what your potential is and give you a chance at the job, which is what you want. So think about what do you want to actually do and why? What's the story? And again, I think with the transition, it's sometimes step by step. Like the job you really want to do might not be your next job. It might be the one after or the one after that. So think of it as step by step, chapters in a book, things like that. So think about where you want to get to and why and how you might want to get there. So let's talk about the next job. So who's doing that job? Who's doing the job that you want to do? Jump on their LinkedIn profile, check out their profile, see like what they've done. Have they transitioned? If so, what were they doing before? Like what skills have they got? Have they done any extra training, courses, things like that? Connect on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn's great. You can do it from home. It's a modern day networking cocktail party thing. It's really easy. And connect with people that are doing the job you want to do. And drop them a note and say, hey, really love to chat with you. I'm thinking about transitioning to do what you do. Would love like 5 minutes. You mind jumping on a call with me and just talking through how you've done it or what you do? And just pop that out. Send it out to like everyone doing that job. And worst case scenario, they don't get back to you or they don't accept your LinkedIn invite. Best case scenario, they accept and they say a message saying, of course, love to chat. And you jump on a video call. I think more people than you think will be like, yes, love to chat. And you can jump on the chat. It's networking. Don't ask them for a job. Network and learn and ask some questions. Be curious. Jump in, and then to prepare for that call, you jump in with like 5 questions. Prepare the questions before you jump in. You can ask your best AI friend to do it for you if you can't think of anything. And be like, hey, I'm really curious to know. I'd love to do what you're doing. How did you get into it? How would you recommend that I would start to get into it? Anything I need to do? What are your thoughts? Ask them their advice. It's great. Do that with as many people as you can. You might even find 1 or 2 are hiring, which could be quite interesting. Secondly, what courses can you do? So what learning do you need to do do the thing that you want to do? I don't know, let's say you want to move into like UX design. Great, loads of courses all over the place. There's loads of like ed tech stuff. You can do these MOOCs, massive online learning communities, loads of free courses, paid courses, degrees, whatever it is, LinkedIn Learning. I mean, there's like so many things. So as well as connecting with people and applying for jobs, like take ownership of your learning and development and be really proactive and start doing these courses. You'll meet people through these courses and all of that stuff. So that's really useful. Next thing you should do again is again on LinkedIn. Let's say you want to be a UX developer. You stick UX developer in the search bar, order it by posts, and you'll start to see content that people are generating around your area of interest. And in this scenario, like UX developers. and you can start to contribute to the conversation. All these people are in the space. You can just drop a little like on the posts, on the content. You can comment on their stuff. You can drop them a DM saying, great post, love to chat with you about it on a video, and just start to dive into that world. And again, you'll build your network, you'll make connections, and you're being proactive. And these are some of the things that you can do to put yourself in the best position to learn, to hear about opportunities and all of that. Final thing is recruiters. Speak to recruiters. Jump on a call with them and say, hey, I'm doing this job. I'd love to move into this job. How can I do it? What would you recommend? Are there any jobs that you've got available? Do you think that would be interesting for me? Or do you think your client would look at someone with my background? They might say yes. Great. They might say, actually, no, you've got little chance of getting into this and so you could be like, well, how do I do it? And then they might give you a little bit of advice on how to move into that, because you want honest advice, and you might really want to do that job, but it might take you a while to get the work experience, to get the right qualifications, to learn the right things. It's going to be a bit dependent on where you are in your career, So again, dive in, speak to people, learn all of that, and you're going to put yourself in a really good position to be able to transition careers. Hope that's helpful. See you soon.